Good morning, students. Students, I will teach you economics and civics. Before me, Puspa ma'am was taking this class, and she has already finished a few of the chapters of economics and civics. I will revise chapters of economics today, and first chapter is the story of village Palampur. Student, in this chapter you have to study the basic concept of economics. As you know, students, economics has introduced in class 9. Before that you haven't studied, and this chapter, that is a story of village Palampur, through this chapter I will discuss the basic concept which are very much used in the economics. The main purpose of this story is to introduce some basic concept relating to production, and it is done through a story of an imaginary village called Palampur. The farming is the main purpose, or we can say productive activity in the village Palampur. Small scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc. are several other activities that are carried out on a limited scale. These production activities are needed various types of resources such as natural resources, man-made items, human effort, money, etc. Though the story of Palampur, means in this chapter, you will learn how various resources are combined to produce the design goods and services in the village. This village Palampur is very much related to your own village. You can compare it with your own village. That is very much similar to Palampur. There are several neighboring village also, a village Palampur and town which are well connected with Palampur. Raiganj is the big village which is 3 kilometer from the Palampur. There is road which connects Palampur to Raiganj and further on to the nearest small town called Sahpur. On the road there can be seen many kinds of transport, starting from bullock cart, tongas, bogies, etc. You can see in the as you can see in your village, same kind of transportation facilities provided in village Palampur. The villagers used to sell goods with the help of this transportation to the village Palampur. Students, now I will explain it on the board, like important points related to village Palampur. Now student, you can see on the board where I will discuss about basic concept related to village Palampur. As I discussed that through the story of village Palampur, you will learn how various resources combined. You must know about various resources are combined to produce the designed goods and services. Through this chapter you will understand how various resources are combined to produce the design goods and services. What is resources, you already know. There are various kind of resources. Some are natural resources, some are man-made resources. And what is resources? Resources is necessary for the survival of human being. Here in this, through this chapter, students, you will understand that how resources are combined to produce goods and services. What is goods? Goods which we consume. And what is services? There's services also we consume, but goods we can feel, services you can't feel. There is a difference between goods and services. With the help of resources, you will understand that how various resources are combined to produce goods and services. So students, now come to the point that in village Palampur there are 450 families. 450 families in the village, That question used to ask how many families reside in village Palampur. So around 450 families in the village Palampur, and majority of the land in the village is owned by 80 upper caste families. Their houses are made of bricks with cement plastering. Like, then again, second one, India has a huge caste system. Like, same thing is caste system in village Palampur, where out of 450, 80 families belong to upper caste families. Scheduled caste, which are Dalit, comprise 1/3 of the population. 1/3 of the population of the village. They live in one corner of the village, much smaller houses. Some of their houses are made of mud and straw. Most of the houses of the village have electric connection. Means this village Palampur has very good infrastructure, because most of the houses of the village have electric connection. All the tube wells run by electricity. It is also used in various types of small business. There are 2 primary schools. How many primary schools running in village Palampur? 2 primary schools and 1 high schools in village Palampur. There is a primary health center also. Primary health center in run by the government in village Palampur. There is also one private dispensary. There is one private dispensary also, where patients are treated. The story of village Palampur will take us through the different type of production activities in the village. Main production activity in village Palampur is farming. Farming is the main production activity. That is also question. That question will also come in the examination. What is the main production activity of the villagers of Palampur? That is farming. Okay. Now, there are production activities which are also known as non-farming activity. Apart from farming, there are also non-farming activities that is done by villagers. Like, what kind of non-farming activities done by the villagers? These are small scale manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. These are non-farming activities. What are the non-farming activities done by the villagers Palampur? Small scale manufacturing, transportation, and shopkeeping, etc. In this chapter, I will discuss about these type of activity after learning some general things about you should know about production. What is production? Production is the activity through which goods are produced. Okay. Now, student, one concept that related to this chapter, that is organization of production. Means the aim of production is to produce goods and services. Aim of the production is to produce the goods and services that we need. Whatever we need, that we used to produce. Okay, there are 4 basic requirements for production of any goods and services. There are 4 basic requirement for the production. Is first one is land and other natural resources. This is also very much known as factor of production. The 4 basic requirement means 4 factor of production. First one is land and other natural resources, like such as water, minerals, and forest. you have studied about natural resources in your previous class. What is natural resources? Natural resources are those resources which are provided by the nature, like water. Water is provided by the nature, and minerals, forests, etc. This is the first requirement of production. Second requirement is labor. Second requirement for production is labor. First one is land and second one is labor. What is labor? What does labor mean here? That means the people who will do the work for production activities. Who are labor here is the people who will do the work for production activities, considered labor. Some of the production activities required highly educated person who can perform some necessary tasks, and some activities required worker to do manual work. There may be two kind of labor. Some labor may be highly qualified, depend upon the nature of productivity, and some labor can do manual work. Each work is provided with labor necessary for production. Now third requirement for labor is for the production is physical capital. That means, what does physical capital means? That means variety of input required during production. Varieties of input required during production at every stage. What are these items which can say physical? What are these physical capital? Like there are two kind of physical capital here. The first one is tools, machines. First physical capital. There are two kind of physical capital. First one is tools, machines, and buildings. Tools and machines range from very simple tools like farmer plug or sophisticated machines like generator, turbines, computer, etc. The tools, machines, and buildings that can be used in production over many years are called fixed capital. These are also called fixed capital because these can be used in production for many years. Once if you fix it or buy it, these goods will be used for many years. That's why these are known as fixed capital. Here I am discussing about physical capital. What is physical capital? That means variety of inputs required during production. For producing any goods and services, there are various inputs which are required. First thing is tools, machines, and buildings, which are also known as fixed capital, because once if anybody purchase and install it, that can be used in production for many years. That's why they are called fixed capital. One is fixed capital and another is raw material and money. There are two kinds of physical capital. First one is fixed capital, for example tools, machine, and building, and second one is raw materials and money in hand. There is a requirement of various raw material in the production. For example, such as yarn used by weaver and clay used by weaver. Some money is also required during production to make payment and buy other necessary things. Raw materials and money in hand is called working capital. This is called working capital. So students, there are two kind of physical capital. I repeat it again. First one is fixed capital and second one is working capital. Fixed capitals are tools, machine and buildings, and working capitals are raw material and money. Now students, fourth factors is human capital. The fourth requirement for production is human capital. For production, knowledge and enterprise is needed to put together land, labor, physical capital and produce an output, either to use yourself or to sell in the market. What is human capital and what is the importance of human capital, that you have to study in detail in next chapter, that is human resources. Here you should know this is the fourth factor of production or fourth requirement for production. And for producing any goods and services, knowledge and enterprises is needed to put together land, labor, physical capital and produce an output. These things, these factor of production is needed to put together, and who can put together them, that here human capital is used. With the help of their knowledge and expertise, they used to combine these factors of production and help in production. And how human capital is useful in producing goods and services, that you have to study in next chapter, that is human resources. Okay, every production is organized by combining, here every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical and human capital. These are basically known as, here I am writing, these factors is also known as factors of production. Factors of production. Okay. These in this chapter, in this chapter, that is story of village Palampur, you will study three factors of production, like land, labor and physical capital. Human capital you will study in next chapter. Okay. For producing any goods and services, how these factors are used, that you have to study in the village Palampur, or how villages of Palampur are able to combine these factors to produce goods and services, that I will discuss. The first thing is land. Here first factor is land, and land is fixed. The main production activity in Palampur is farming, as I discussed, that main production activity of villages of Palampur is farming, and where 75% working people are dependent on farming for livelihood in village Palampur. Such persons could be farmers or farm laborers, both. The living of these people is closely related to production on farms. Okay, and next factor, and how the land is distributed among the villagers, and how villagers are able to grow more than one crop in single piece of land, and what are the condition of labor. These all things I will discuss in my next video.